My organic reach to new people to build my audience increased by 1,212% in the space of a single week with just one strategy. Here's exactly what I did and how you can too. Now, the way I did this was actually very, very simple. I posted one reel per day for an entire week. That's the strategy, video over. But there's a lot of nuances to this. How I was able to do this in a very short amount of time, what types of reels to create, how to make them engaging, and how to maximize the reach of them. All of which I'll cover today. Because when I say this, most people come up with the rebuttal of, I don't have time to post every single day on Instagram, which is totally reasonable, especially if this is your side hustle. However, posting daily for an entire week only took me 30 minutes one time. And I'm sure any of you watching this are able to find 30 minutes once per week to achieve this and to grow your audience and business online. I'm going to break this video down into 3 key parts. How to create reels that grow your audience. How to do so with less than 5 minutes per reel. And finally, how to actually increase and maximize the reach of these reels. Let's get into it. So firstly, how to create reels that grow your audience. Honestly, just think about it for a moment and reverse engineer it. If you think about it really simply, if you want to grow your audience, you have to appeal to people who don't already know you. That's how you grow an audience. You get people who don't know who you are and they eventually follow you. Usually you do this by giving them some piece of content of value that makes them want to follow you to see more. And as these people don't already follow you, chances are they don't know who you are at all and they may have never seen you. So your job is to create content that catches the attention of people who have no idea who you are but are heavily interested in your niche. And then after catching their attention, your piece of content should deliver them an immense amount of value so it turns them into someone who wants to find out more. So they check out your profile, find more of your content, and ideally turn into a follower, which will then lead to the growth of your account and increased reach of your content. And this helps twofold. A, when you create content that catches the attention of strangers and then delivers them a ton of value, they will naturally likely follow your account or at least engage with your reel. And B, when Instagram notice a trend of strangers interested in this specific niche reacting very positively to your content being put in front of them, they will likely show it to a huge amount of people. This is how content goes massively viral. Because if Instagram know that this piece of content performs extremely well when shown to complete strangers who are all interested in beach volleyball, they can then literally show it to millions and millions of people interested in beach volleyball because they know they'll react to it well and it'll keep these people on the platform longer. That's why I've had reels on Millionaire Dream get 20 million views entirely organically, because Instagram has worked out that people who are interested in motivation, who didn't previously know about my account, enjoy this reel, and so they push it to them and it just gets a huge amount of views. And you can relate this to any niche. If you're a fitness trainer and you create a reel that performs extremely well with people who do not know who you are but are extremely interested in fitness, maybe a specific niche of fitness like calisthenics or losing weight or gaining muscle or bro science, or maybe it's women, maybe it's young people, old people, whatever. So first, sit down and establish who you are trying to reach, which will massively influence how you create this content. On top of that, you want to work out how you can actually help these people, whether it is educational content, whether it is entertainment, whether you are trying to make them laugh. Then go ahead and create your content with that in mind. Create the hook for your video at the start that is designed to capture attention with this person in mind. Create something that is likely to get their attention and to get them to want to watch your video, as well as the value inside of the video that is actually related to this person. By simply making this one mental shift, you'll improve the reach and targeting of your content so much more, and you'll see a nice spike in your reels. Okay, moving on to point number 2, how to create daily reels or daily posts in general without spending hours a day on it and losing your mind. The secret to this, which literally every single creator that you follow and enjoy the content of does, is batch creating content. Not a single creator out there wakes up, decides that they want to post content, thinks of an idea, scripts the idea, records the idea, edits it, uploads it to Instagram, and then posts it. Every single one of them batch create it. And that is simply because it works. It's effective, it is time efficient, and it works. So what you might do is you sit down once a week, come up with 10 to 15 ideas for pieces of content you want to create. Reels, infographics, carousels, Twitter style posts, whatever it might be. You first might write the hook for each piece of content, which is probably the hardest part. And then you fill in the educational pieces of content or the punchline or the joke or whatever it might be. And then you simply sit down, record them all, edit them all, and you save a massive amount of time. This way you can get into the creative flow and you just write down a bunch of ideas. It might only take you 10 minutes to come up with 10 Reels ideas and flesh out a quick idea for them. Because personally, that's how long it took me to sit down and come up with 7 educational Reels that would help people who are trying to build their audience on Instagram to grow their business. Like I say, it took me 10 minutes to come up with 7 ideas and some bullet points as to what I would say in each one. It took me another 10 minutes to then sit down in front of my normal YouTube setup and record these 10 Reels. And then I simply sent them to my editor, who chucked them together and sent them back to me. So in total, it took me 20 minutes, and then I allow for another 10 minutes to actually upload each one each day. Now, I totally understand many of you may not have an editor who can throw together your Reels, which is totally understandable, but it doesn't take long to edit a 20-second Reel, especially if you're keeping it simple. So even if it takes 10 minutes per Reel, that chucks on an extra hour to your process. So now you're looking at an hour and a half per week, which is still not a lot of time to invest, because this is probably the most important part of building your audience on social media, is the content itself. And if you can't invest an hour and a half per week into building your audience, you're probably doing the wrong thing. You probably shouldn't be trying to do this. So if you want to post more frequently and do it in a really time efficient manner, batch creating your content is the way to go. Now, this whole process is something that I go much more in depth on with my one-to-one students inside of my consulting program. If you want personal help building your audience to the point where it's growing organically and generating leads, customers, and income for your business, then flick me a DM on Instagram at Josh Ryan, and I will see if I think we can help you and how we can move forward with that. And finally, number 3, how to increase the reach of your Reels. Now that you know how to make great Reels and how to do so efficiently without spending all day doing so, it's time to look at how you can actually increase the reach of these Reels. Now, by and large, the biggest factor that influences the amount of views that a Reel will get is going to be the content itself. However, we've already touched on that before. So here are the other 3 key factors that I've found. First is to interact with your audience as much as possible when your post first goes live. Now, if you have a large audience, maybe this means you dedicate the first 10 or 20 or 30 minutes from when you post to respond to every single comment that you get on the post and just talk with your audience. If you have a smaller audience that gets less engagement and maybe you're only getting 1 comment every couple of hours, then obviously you don't want to sit on your phone for 10 minutes after you post replying to comments. Instead, just make a point of replying to them when you see them come through. But either way, you really want to engage with this audience to build your connection with them, and so that they're more likely to engage with and share future content of yours. Not only this, but responding to comments, liking comments, etc., brings these people back to your Reel to watch it again, which boosts the overall views and boosts the watch time percentage in the algorithm. Because if someone watches your Reel once and then they go to leave a comment, and whilst the comment is being typed, the Reel plays in the background for a second time, they've now commented and watched it twice. You then reply to that comment, they come back, and they're watching it a third time whilst responding to your comment. And now this person straight away has a 300% watch time on your Reel, which will boost the overall watch time percentage on your Reel and help you reach more people, as that is a massive factor. Now, the second thing that I've found is you want to post when your audience is most active, which you can go ahead and find in your analytics. If you go into your insights on Instagram and then you go over to total followers, you should be able to scroll down and see what times of day they are most active. Now, because Instagram only gives you 3-hour splits, like it's broken down into 3-hour segments and it's not pinpointed to the exact hour, I would probably be posting anywhere from 10 to 60 minutes before your most active period. So if you see that 9 a.m. to noon is the most active time, I'd probably post like 8:30, 8:45, play around with it to maximize the amount of engagement you get. Now, part of the reason you want to do this is because when you get that early engagement, it's a great indicator to Instagram that this is a good piece of content that should get pushed out to more people. And so by posting early, you maximize the early engagement and you reach more people. And then third is all about hashtags. You want to use targeted engaged hashtags that are relevant to the content and you want to put them into the caption. Personally, I use a tool called Flick. I will leave a tutorial for that link below. I will also leave a link for a free trial of the tool down below. That's what I use. I simply plug in a keyword, click smart filters, and they will flick out a list of hashtags that are targeted to my piece of content, to my account, and that are the right size, and I simply copy and paste them. It takes me all of about 20 seconds to do each time I post. It's an awesome tool. And that's pretty much it. How I batch created my reels so I could post them daily, which increased my organic reach by 1200%. If you want more free weekly content from me, you should subscribe to my newsletter, which is a link below. I've also put together some free classes on Skillshare, which you can access for a month entirely free with a free trial down below. And like I said earlier in the video, if you want one-on-one help from me, if you want to join the consulting program where I will help you get awesome results on Instagram, flick me a DM at Josh Ryan. And aside from that, see you all next time. Hope this video helps. Have a good one.